Today here the Metal Fan here with a new album review. It's a new 2013 release, and as you can see by the title of this video, I'm going to be reviewing the new Korn album entitled The Paradigm Shift, which is scheduled to be released next Tuesday. Now today I had found out that this album was streaming on Pandora, and I went and checked it out. Now when it came to this album, I've heard a couple songs like Never Never and Love and Meth. Now I go to this stuff with an open mind. I went with this open mind, and when I heard about this album, I was a bit surprised, I have to say. Like, it's way better. It's way better than the follow-up to 2011's dubstep shit album, the Path to Totality, which is. But this album, it's just better. It's just a good job from this band. It almost sounds like there's some sort of old vibe of Korn, not sort of. Like, it kind of reminds me of something from Issues or Untouchables. There's sort of that kind of vibe to this album, and which is pretty interesting. And one thing to note about this album, it after almost 10 years, not since 2003's Take a Look in the Mirror, Brian Head Welsh had rejoined Korn. I was pretty surprised when I heard about Head coming back to Korn. I was, wow. Like, since he did that, if you see any footage of Carolina Rockbillion last year, of him sort of getting up on stage, which actually, I was surprised that I knew that would lead to him rejoining Korn, and he's now back in the band. So it's pretty good to have Head back in the band. One of the original members, now we have 4 of the guys now. We have Head, we have Monkey, we have Fieldy, and we have Jonathan Davis. And we have current drummer Ray Lucier. He's not a bad drummer, I have to say. Not as good as David Silveira, in my opinion, but he's a damn good drummer, I have to say. With Head back in band now, it feels like good old times. So, yeah, and let's talk about the production of The Paradigm Shift. It's pretty good for the most part. And there's a little bit of electronic-y parts, like mainly from the keyboards. There's some keyboards parts in that song, in the album, on some songs. But it doesn't really drown out the music a whole lot like it did on the Path to Totality, but there's some, it has some electronic-y parts in some songs, but yeah, which could be either a good thing or a bad thing. In my honest opinion about the keyboard thing, it's needed when I feel like it's needed. It fits the song or something. Yeah. Enough talk. Let's talk about this album. Now, the album opens up with a song called "Pray for Me," which is not that bad of an opener, I have to say. It's not too bad. But there is some parts where it feels a little bit repetitive. But it's a pretty decent opener, to say the least. Next song is called "Love and Meth." Now I did a track review of this song a while ago. It's a pretty good song, I have to say. It's the second song I've heard from this album. I was pretty much surprised about this song. It's pretty heavy. Kind of reminds me of something off of Untouchables. It's a pretty damn good song. Next song is called "What We Do," which has a pretty good song. It starts off very weird, but other than that, though, it's a pretty good song. It has a pretty good chorus. But, yeah. Then we sort of hit that now. From these songs, we sort of hit the sort of up-down part for this album. The song titles, like the songs, in my opinion. Next song, then we get to it starts with "Spike in My Veins," which is a very dark and creepy song, but it feels a little bit bland. It just feels dull. That's just me. It just feels dull. Next song is called "Mass Hysteria," which is a pretty good, cool song, I have to say. It has a pretty good chorus. It's sort of very dark, and it has a little weird guitar part in there. But it's a pretty good song, I have to say. Next song is called "Paranoid and Aroused," which feels a little bit repetitive. It starts off pretty creepy, and it has a little keyboard thing. It just feels like it just doesn't fit the song, in my opinion. Yeah. Next song is called "Never Never." I did a track review of that song. That song is just complete and utter garbage. It feels like the electronics sort of drowned out through the whole song. I didn't really enjoy that song, to be honest. Next song is called "Punishment Time," which starts off with a very distortion-type intro. And there's a riff in that song which sounds very similar to "Helmet in the Bush" off the first Korn album. Yeah, and there's a pretty good vocal melody and a pretty good melodic chorus from Jonathan Davis. Like his singing on that song, it's pretty good. One of his highlights of singing on his album. It's pretty good song. Next song is called "Victimized," which is just meh. There's a weird electronic intro, but the song is just meh. Then the last song on the album, it's called "It's All Wrong," which it sort of builds up in the beginning. You can tell that there's sort of a build up. It's a very heavy song. It has sort of like an atmospheric vibe to it. It's a pretty good way to end this album. Now there's a couple more bonus tracks that are on the special edition, but they didn't stream it on the Pandora stream. Like there's "Wish I Wasn't Born Today" and "Tell Me What You Want." Those are two other songs that are on the special edition, which I probably will review them when I get the Paradigm Shift. I'm considering getting it, but I'm not really sure at this point. Now, overall, this album is pretty decent. But to be honest, I feel like there's some parts where it could be better on some songs. Like shouldn't have been more electronic-y parts. They should have not used it on the album at all, to be quite honest. But there were some parts where it sort of fit well. But yeah, honestly, okay. So overall, I'm gonna give the Paradigm Shift by Korn a 7 out of 10. Just yeah. Later, guys, and keep it metal. And comment below what you guys think of the song. See you later.